Welcome to the All In on Tech discussions, organized by Smart-EDU Hub. This is episode 8, titled AI is Transforming Higher Education.
Great to be here.
Today we're doing a deep dive into a really pivotal article. It was published just a few months ago, in July 2025, by Cassell and Vrabey. And it really gets to the heart of why that whole banning AI movement in schools might be dead on arrival.
It really does. It tackles this, this anxiety that educators are feeling everywhere. You see this new technology coming into the classroom, and the first instinct is to just build a wall.
Right, block it.
But what Cassell and Vrabey is showing at SNSPA is that, well, the wall is completely the wrong approach. We need to be looking at how this technology actually upgrades human thinking.
And you can see that upgrade happening in real time just by looking at the thesis topics coming out of SNSPA, over the last 3 years.
Oh, the shift is incredible.
Yeah, we've gone from, standard e-government platforms to these really complex implementations of chatbots, machine learning, even blockchain. It feels like we're watching the move from Education 1.0.
The old lecture monologue.
Exactly, all the way to Education 3.0.
And that's the core of it. Education 3.0 isn't just about using fancy tech. It's about co-creation. The student isn't a passive bucket for information anymore. They're driving the research, and they often have an AI assistant right there with them, handling the heavy lifting.
Which brings us right to the big cheating conversation, the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
The knee-jerk reaction when you hear a student use ChatGPT or Gemini is, oh, they're just bypassing the work. But Vrabey just flips that whole script.
Completely. He says if a student can cheat by having an AI compile some data, the problem isn't the AI assistant. The problem is that the assignment was obsolete from the get-go.
So the professor's role has to change. You stop being a grader of information regurgitation.
And you become an architect. I love that term. You design problems that are so complex that an AI assistant is basically required to handle the data, but the final solution needs that layer of human judgment.
The say-do gap analysis in the article is just the perfect example of this.
It is.
You can never ask a student to read every single ministry press release for a whole year.
Yes.
It's just impossible in a semester. But you can tell an AI assistant, hey, process all this text and find the promises, the key words.
And then the student steps in, they take that data and compare it against the actual policies that were implemented, the do. The AI does the reading, but the student provides the political judgment. They spot the gaps, the hypocrisy, or the consistency.
It totally changed how you grade. You can't grade on, did you find enough sources anymore?
Of course not. The assistant did that in 5 seconds.
You have to grade the synthesis, the insight. It's the same with those comparative analysis examples he gave, like comparing city strategies between Cluj-Napoca and Eindhoven.
Right, and the AI assistant just erases the friction, the language barrier between Romanian and Dutch. Gone. Or even, comparing legislative packages between France, Germany, and Estonia. The AI translates and summarizes all that dense legalese.
Which leaves the student to do the real work, interpreting the nuance.
Mm-hmm.
There was that other great example, decoding awareness campaigns. An AI can describe the visuals in a road safety ad from Japan versus one from Sweden, but it takes a human student to explain why the Swedish one is all about individualism, while the Japanese one is built on collective responsibility.
That's the flip thesis right there. The machine handles the what, and the human is forced to focus on the so what.
And here's the proof that this whole model actually works. It's not just theory. People outside the university are, they're actually using these papers. We see it in the traffic numbers for the student papers on smart cities and e-governance repository.
The metrics are, they're incredible. Standard academic journals, they struggle for a few thousand views. But some of these practical student case studies in the repository have hit peaks of over 56,000 views.
56,000 for a student paper. It just proves the public is hungry for practical answers. They don't want abstract theory. They want to know, okay, what is the actual hardware we need for a public institution? When students solve real problems with AI assistants, their work has immediate real-world value.
And that's the big shift. We're moving from asking, what does the student know, to asking, how does the student think? Because in a world where any fact is instantly available, the real value of a human is their ability to ask the right questions.
A huge thank you to Cassell and Vrabey for this amazing article. And to everyone listening, please make sure to like and subscribe to the Smart-EDU Hub channel to be the first to enjoy new deep dives. And remember, there's a link to the article in the description below.
It really leaves you with a tough question, especially for any hiring managers out there listening. Are you still testing for knowledge retention? Because the students coming out of this new model, they aren't memorizing, they're architecting.
Great final thought. Until next time.